Good afternoon and welcome back to another episode of On Point Adventures. Now, we have been absent for 2 weeks and that is purely through to burnout. That's right, burnout on the channel. We went really hard for a while and then going to Exmouth for a couple of weeks really didn't help with the pristine weather we had up there and came back to the rubbish we got here closer to Perth, Western Australia. But today what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you perhaps my favourite basic shark fishing rig, which can be applied to surf casting, kayaking baits out or droning baits out. But what I like most about this particular rig is that it's really suited to small edible sharks, okay? Now I'm going to go through why I use each in particular component on this rig in the video, so don't stress because some of you are going to question a bit of it, I can tell, but we'll get to it and let's build this rig. Here we go. Okay, so the simple components we're going to need, and keep in mind this is for small sharks, so if you're going for bigger sharks, just ramp it up. I'm going to be using the Helco 100-pound Lockweld wire. I'm going to be using Jingle Dangles in the biggest size, which is the 9.5. Now this is completely optional. I'll explain why I'm going to use them later. We're using Jobu Big Game aeroo cutting points. Now the reason we're going to be using a more of a traditional J style hook is simply because we're chasing edibles. I don't mind too much if they get gut hooked. This is fine. Now, if you want to release your sharks, use a circle, guys. Do not use these if you want to release sharks. You want to only use these if you plan to eat, okay? Now, as I said, aeroos is perfect for edibles. You're going to need a lighter. You're going to need a single little barrel swivel there, or crane, a tri-crane there. Hope you can see it. The sun's not really in the best position. We've got some single strand wire, okay? Now, I'm not gonna rig this up on the video today, but this is purely for you drone guys. Use this as your drone dropper loop and only make it about 15 centimeters long. That's the optimal size that I've found. And of course, some really good pliers. In this case, it's just my Penn split ring pliers, which have got a wicked cutter on them. And as you can see in the top of here, it's got the wire cutter up the top. So it's absolutely premium. So where are we gonna start? We're gonna start by getting your Lockweld wire out, okay? Now, we'll build this today, as I said, for casting, okay? Now so if you wanted to drone, I'll show you what you need to change later on in the rig. But what we're going to do is we're going to get out, let's call it a meter of, or just over a meter of this Lockweld wire. Now just slowly bring it out of the spool here. And the way I like doing that so I don't bunch it all up is I like pulling the tag end, which minimizes the loop inside, which shows me which loop I need to be pulling so as I don't get huge tangles. Now this is a bit more of a time consuming way of doing it, but it's certainly the way that I have found the best. Okay, so now that we've got our 1.5 meters of wire, we just put it in our wire choppers up the top there. Good. So the way I like to rig my hook on is that a lot of people will put a haywire twist into a Flemish eye, for argument's sake, where I like to do things slightly different. So the one thing you want to make sure is when you're bringing your wire through the eye for this, you want to come through the front of the eye. That is exceptionally important. And that's because when we come through the back of the eye, okay, if you had your line, the hook will sit on a right angle, so it won't work. Where, say this is our line like this, that's how your hook sits. If it goes through the front of the eye, the hook sits up like that, which means it'll hook up a lot better. You'll get far better hookup rate, okay? So we want to go in through the front of the eye there and create a little tag end. I'm going to just reposition this camera quickly and see if we can get some better sun, which probably won't happen. But see how we've got this little tag end here? We're running down there, and then what we're going to do, we're going to grab our main leader end, come down around the top of that eye, down and around the top of that eye, and we're just going to wind it down like this. Now you can wind that down as many times as you like, okay? I like getting a bit in there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come back up through the back the way we went down, okay? So we're coming up through the back of the eye and out the front, okay? And then what we're going to do, we're going to pull this tight. okay? And what that does is that gives you the perfect snell on your wire. Then what we're going to do is we're going to melt this wire here, okay? And that will all fuse into one. So that's very important you do it that way. So now what we're going to do is, because we're using lock weld, we're going to actually melt this here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the camera around and show you exactly how we're going to melt this. All right. Now it might be a bit difficult because we have got a lot of wind, but essentially what I'm going to do is have a go, and if it doesn't work, I'll explain what to do. All right, so the wind isn't allowing us to do this, so I'm just going to show you what you would do in the normal scenario. Now keep in mind, in a normal scenario, I don't have to worry about camera angles and stuff, so this would be easy to do. But I like hooking my hook onto anything like this tailgate here. I pull it super, super hard, okay, to tighten that up. And then what I do is I get my lighter, okay, like that, and I'll just gently, gently go around that whole knot. And what that'll do, you'll see this starting to bubble, and then it'll fuse in, and that's when you stop. Don't go so far as to expose the wire, because that is no good. All right, let's get on to the next bit of this rig. Okay, so you've got your hook all fused. We're now coming down to your tri-crane swivel. Now the tri-crane swivel is where you are going to have to use a Flemish eye and a haywire twist. So I'll just run you through that now. So the way we do that is we're going to go on to the bottom ring of your tri-crane. So not the one that goes off the side, your bottom ring there, okay? So we go straight through the bottom of that. Then all I want you to do is tie a simple overhand granny knot like that. Then I want you to go through it again for a second time. So what we've got now is we've now got a loop like that, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to feed that tag end through the eye of the swivel. And the reason we're going to do that is now you'll see that your swivel there, there we go, I'll move out of the way a bit. You'll see that your swivel there is now hanging in that bit where we've doubled it over. Pinch both ends there like that and just gently pull that tight. Now the trick is you've got to keep this even the whole way down. And then what I like to do is when we start getting to that size there, I put my fingers at the bottom of that, bottom there where my tag end and my main line are coming out, and I pull it up just gently, okay? Now you pull that gently until it gets cinched down a little bit. Okay, like that. So you'll see that that's quite small. And then all we need to do now is twist the main line around the tag end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to melt this one in the safety of a bit of shelter, and I'll show you what it looks like. 2 seconds. Okay, now I have not melted the Flemish eye bit of it. All I've melted is that main bit there. Now, as you can see, that's welded into itself. We've got a little tag end, which we're going to chop off. Okay, and now that we've chopped that off, we've got that beautiful, neat little twist going into our Flemish eye, and that, no matter how hard you pull it, is not coming undone. What I might do is just quickly melt this hook quickly whilst in the safety of the cab. Okay, so now what you'll be able to see is we've got that all melted up there. We've got our 2 meters of wire straight down to our twist, onto our Flemish eye, onto our tri-crane. And then all we're going to do off the bottom of this tri-crane here is tie a small length of leader. I like using, I don't know, maybe 40 pound, if that, 20 pound even. And that's just to have your sinker line off, which I like using a grapnel. Now the reason I use lighter lines for my sinker line is if I get snagged on the way in with the shark, it will break that sinker line off, so that's all good. Now why do I use a vexed jingle dangle on this rig? Because purely, let me just get one out. By putting the vexed jingle dangle on the end here, okay, I put them on once I'm fishing. I don't pack them away with this. This allows us to tie our bait or our half a mullet around this jingle dangle, and that allows the bait to sit up nice and proud. Whereas if we put a float in front of that hook, right, so now the bait droops down like that, and we've got a float holding it up like that. So you can see we've got up and down. If you always put your float off the back of it, it'll always raise it up nice and proud. Now, if you're drone fishing, all you want to do is tie an 80 pound bit of leader in front of the tri-crane swivel up to your single crane swivel. And then you tie your dropper loop off the top of that crane, and that'll give you all the downwards rig that you need to drone effectively. Now, as I said, guys, you cannot get more simple than that shark rig. That shark rig there is by far the most simple rig you could ever tie. We're literally tying, as I said, a J hook or a circle hook onto a length of steel trace, in my case, lock weld. Now, you can use any steel, mind you, as long as it's nylon coated, and you can crimp it if you feel more comfortable crimping. But this, as I said, is just a quick, easy edibles rig, down to your tri-crane swivel, and away you cast. By keeping that wire to 1 metre and 1.5 metres, it means you can cast that super effectively as well. Anyway, guys, I hope this simple rig, and as I said, you can't get much more simple than this. This rig helps you out, gets you into some sharks, because this is the rig you're going to see used on the channel a heck of a lot this summer, because we will be getting into some edible sharks because they taste fantastic. All right, guys, until the next episode, thanks for hanging around. Sorry about the 2 weeks absence, but we're going to endeavour to get back into it. I think we've got a boat getting launched next to us as well. That'll be an interesting watch. See you later.